welcome back. Well, you saw that introduction, and you'll be able to see that again if you go to see Dracula coming up beginning on Friday. We have a couple of the stars in Dracula, and I'd like to welcome Toni Redmond. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
And I do know Will Hagel, and many of you folks may recognize Will. He's been in several different productions with the Old Pro. So welcome to both of you. And let's start with you, Toni. And it's your first production here with the Old Pros.
First with Old Pros. Cece Sloan brought me in a couple of years ago to play a Lampe de Gouges, the French revolutionary woman. So I did that a couple of years ago when I first came back. I was teaching and directing plays in Saudi Arabia
Really?
for the last 3 years for the American Embassy and
Wow.
American International School. So I've just been back now
That's fascinating.
almost 2 years, and so Cece brought me in to do that, and I did Hamlet. We performed Hamlet in one of the lunch rooms, I don't remember where, right before
That's
this.
Right. And you are currently, you work down Laguna Playhouse, right?
I do, yeah. I do a lot of charity work. I'm with Laguna Playhouse Women. Leslie Mogul, who lives here in the community, brought me in. Bless her. She's the one who introduced me to this group.
So that's how you got into doing Dracula here.
Yes, yes.
That's fantastic. It's neat to have when we get people from the outside to come in and work with the theater groups here. It brings in another perspective in it, and I think it's absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
So, do you act at Laguna Playhouse?
I haven't yet. I'm hoping they'll cast me eventually.
Okay, well maybe after this they will.
Thank you.
I think it's wonderful that you're here. It makes it great. And your character, by the way, is Lucy Seward, right?
Seward.
Oh, Seward. Okay. So, Will, you play the man himself. You play Dracula, and tell me about this role. As far as have you played this before?
I have never played Dracula, any parts in any production of the Dracula stage or film or anything else like this. My first part in Dracula, and it was wonderful to be cast. And of course, when Toni and I auditioned on the same day, we had never met. And when we got to audition and John saw us, we came dressed in character as closely as we could because we did costuming. So that caught John's attention. We read together, and he just thought it was the right casting.
As far as this play goes, is this based on a Broadway play? Is this something that's been ongoing for many, many years, or is it something that you folks kind of did yourself?
The playwrights bought the rights to Bram Stoker's novel to adapt it to the stage.
Okay.
Two playwrights, and so from the early part, let's see, the novel was the late 1800s. This was written in the early 1900s.
Oh wow! Was it on stage before it became on film?
Yes. New York.
Interesting.
In New York.
Wow, I didn't realize that, and I always thought, it was a book, then it was a movie, and then maybe it went to stage later on. So, Toni, tell me about your character. I'll be honest with you. I've seen different films over the years, but I'm not familiar with this character. So tell me.
She's a compilation. Excuse me. She's the virginal girl who's engaged to another man, and then the bad boy shows up, and everyone says no, 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 and she says, but yeah.
Right. It's the age-old story.
Yeah, the heart goes where the heart wants to go.
Yeah.
Even though he's evil, and he changes her forever, she makes the choice. She's wonderful. She's a great character. It's a lot of transitioning from being, yes, I like him, no, I don't like him yet. She's that character.
And this was all part of the original book, then,
Yes.
this character in there.
Yes.
So in a sense, what this play is about, what the book is about, is the good girl going to the bad guy.
Yeah, the choice of good and evil.
In very simplistic terms.
Yes, love. It's all about love.
Yeah. And how bad are you? Or do you treat her well?
Well, she is a different person than I've ever run into. So there's a lot going on with that. I've had 500 years to live and live fully. The character is based on Vlad III, who was called the Impaler. So he had a real life, he had a real wife.
Really?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
And they called him Dracula because from Romania, Romania, they really liked their Roman heritage. So they spoke Latin. They were in the old province of Dacia.
Okay.
So they were very proud of that. Dracula is Aul Draco. In Latin means son of the dragon. His father was inducted by the Pope into a holy order called the Ordo Dracul in
Wow.
Latin. And so his father was the dragon. He was son of the dragon. He had children, he had wives, he had mistresses. Raised as a prince, you would presume that he had mistresses and a full life on the road when he's out working and fighting the Turks.
Bad boy.
Yeah.
Bad boy, yes.
So
Warlord.
Dracula is based on a real person that existed. Do you know how Bram Stoker went from this person or knowing of this person? He didn't live during that time, did he? Or he just
No,
read
and
about
he never traveled to Romania either. He came
Okay.
across it in the reference book.
Okay.
That name, and then he started going in. I came to admire Bram Stoker a lot for how deep his research went, because never having visited, but going in and finding the name Dracula, it was originally called, his book was originally going to be called The Vampire, or The Vampire. And so he found that character in Vlad the Impaler, and everything just lined up, it fit. The name is even spooky, even to me, it gives me chills.
And was Vlad the Impaler a pretty bad guy to begin with?
Yes, he was. Yes, he was. What happened is that
Hence the name.
he fought with the Holy Roman Empire against the encroachment of the Ottoman Turks. And the
Okay.
Ottomans were like the ruler, and the Turks were like the regular people. But he was leading crusades basically because they would mount in Transylvania, because you could stand on the edge of the Carpathians, where Transylvania is up on the plateau, look down onto the plains between that and the Black Sea and see where the armies were coming up to you.
Okay.
So as you saw in the film, there were some castles. Those were guarding the mountain passes, and that was really the tip of the spear to Dracula and for holding off the armies that wanted to take over.
Interesting how this is kind of based at one point on doings with the Catholic Church of that era.
Very,
Very much.
yeah.
Very,
he was a Christian. He was a Christian
Very
in
interesting.
that order.
Yeah.
But this play is not. It's not the typical Halloween gory
Right.
Halloween play. We're focused on the love story and the family choices and the relationships with each other more than any other thing. It's
Yes.
about how do you do something that you know you shouldn't and go against your family to be with someone that you really love.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Two distinct worlds, to an very old world of Transylvania, and a very, at the time, modern world of London, where this is set.
Yeah.
We have the world of Einstein then, we have the world of Tesla, we have the world of, we have the scientific world versus the other old world. That brings in the importance of the character of Van Helsing. He is a professor who bridges both worlds, so he's the only one who can deal with a monster like this. I want to think of him as a
Very
monster.
interesting.
Yeah.
That's going to be a great play. We just got a little bit of time left. There's so many other questions I could ask just about the history, but I want to make sure everyone knows this is a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. On all the dates, Friday, Saturday, and Monday, it will be at 7 o'clock. Sunday is a matinee at 2. So please keep that in mind about when you want to go. And there's also a bonus party, correct?
Yes.
Every day?
After every performance.
Okay.
Yes. And
And-
after party to meet the cast and crew.
And you encourage people to come in costume, right?
We do. And we have international film star judges, some local politicians that will be in the mix. The mayor is going to come one of those after parties. And for whoever comes in costume, they have the chance to win a prize.
Very good. It's nice to see you again and nice to meet you.
Pleasure meeting you.
Have a great performance. I know this is very ambitious for the Old Pros to do, and it's going to be a wonderful event. So thank you very much. Nice to meet you both.
See you at Clubhouse 3.
Yeah, we'll be right back. Yeah, there was so much to